Blutbart.
Hello and welcome back to another behind the scenes toy photography video. This week I'll show you how to remove figure stands in Photoshop. I call this shot Fix It Faster. I'll also show you my editing process. I know some Star Wars fans get sick of seeing the planet Tatooine all the time, so I apologize for showing it to you 2 weeks in a row. I just love the planet from a photography perspective because it's so easy to create scenes for. All you really need is sand and sky, and if you want to turn it up a notch, you can just throw a bunch of junk in the background. This week I used a bunch of 3D prints to create a small corner of the junkyard behind Watto's shop in the city of Mos Espa. Some of these prints were scraps, some were experiments gone wrong, and some are still works in progress. With my junk in place, I positioned a cardboard packing insert behind it all to block off any light from shining through the gaps. Finally, I posed and placed my toys. We didn't get to see much of Watto's relationship with Anakin in the movies, but I imagine he was impatient and nasty. In this scene, I wanted to show him scolding Anakin for taking too long with his work. I only used one light for this shot, but I placed a reflector opposite it to soften the shadows. Here's my starting image. You'll notice that Watto's missing. That's because I took a second exposure without him to make my editing process easier. By taking 2 exposures, I was able to create a selection around Watto, apply a layer mask, and then manually brush out the figure stand. Next, I added adjustment layers to brighten the image and warm up the color grading. I wanted to add some motion to Watto's wings to make them look like they were flapping. To do that, I duplicated my masked layer and brushed out everything but the wingtips. Then I applied a horizontal motion blur to the wings. To finalize my edit, I used the healing brush tool to remove all the articulation joints from my subjects, then used the dodge tool to brighten them up independently from the rest of the image. At the last moment, I noticed that the paint apps on Watto's face were a bit off, so I fixed those too. So once again, here's where I started. And here's where I ended up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and make sure to check me out on Instagram. Thanks, and until next time.